How many of y'all be thinking like me, where I'd be like, let me tell you one thing, if I could change something on my body, it would be the lips. I love to see women that got those nice, pretty, full lips. I'm like, if I had them lips, oh my God, I'd be a force to reckon with, right? How many of you guys have, or ladies, I must say, that have saw someone and thought that they were drop dead gorgeous, and you was like, if I had that, right, then I would be something, honey. I wouldn't have all these men problems, right? I wouldn't, I'd be able to get whatever job I want because she's just like her, she's just perfect, she's beautiful. I would be able to get whatever I want in life because I would be made so perfect, right? And I want to talk about this because we see a lot of times, even in the hair, right, where that certain sister comes out, or that comes out with a hairstyle, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get that hairstyle, right? So let's say I keep using her because I loved when she did her Jada Waiter. She did her pixie cut, even though she hates short hair and she hasn't gotten the pixie cut back. She grew her hair out. I love that she was just she's a very pretty girl, but she looked like Betty Boop in the face. And I was just like, so you just start seeing everybody coming with the pixie cuts. And I think it was the crazy girl who lived down here. What's her name? Tia, Rick Ross' wife, ex-wife or baby mom, whichever one. She was like, honey, now everybody look good in them pixie cuts. And I was down on them like, she's funny, but she's actually saying the truth. Like, no, all of us don't look good with pixie cuts. Like, I don't really care for my hair being super long. I think my trademark is the shortcut. Like, that's my look. I look better with shortcut. I don't look good with a lot of hair. I just look like the typical black girl. So I want my own look, and I feel comfortable in it, and I love it, right? So a lot of us, a lot of times, are admiring women, right? And we're saying, oh my gosh, if I could look like her. And we could say a name, like I said, Jada Waiter. We can say Halle Berry back in the days. We can say, who is it today that's just like dropped? The little girl Twyla is a beautiful girl. And that's not even we're not even going to name celebs, just the person at your job, right? Or the girl at your high school. Remember that, where she had the perfect body. All the guys liked her. She was a cheerleader or whatever the case may be. We were there at one time or the other. And the reason why I'm talking about this, because a lot of us still are like that today. We never grew out of that. We're still in the stages, whether we're in our teens, our 30s, our 60s, and even beyond. And I can say this because you got some older women that give you a run for your money, young girls. Now, I am going to say that they give you a run for their money. The body is tea. Their hair is tea. They loving on themselves, right? But instead of looking at it at the way of we in competition with each other, learn from that sister and say, you know what? When I get to that age, I pray to God I look like that for my husband, right? I pray to God I can take care of myself like that for myself, right? So a lot of us see that. And then we got the older women that's trying to compete with the younger women, and you can't, because age is on their side. It's not on our side. So instead of trying to compete with them, I think that we both should learn from each side, because them young girls will give you the run for your money too. We got some bad, classy sisters as well that will give you the run for your money. Like, who's that I love now? Oh, what's her name? Y'all know Tiana Taylor. Play with it. Rihanna. Play with it. Like, you talking about style, class, haircut, anything they want to rock, they bring it. And those are younger girls. So we can learn from one another. But one of the things that I noticed, I remember being a kid, and I always tell y'all the story that I graduated high school. How old was I? I was 74 pounds when I graduated from 12th grade. I thought I was thick when I was able to wear size 0 pants. That was in college. So I was always small. So just imagine being so tiny and guys like, you too skinny, you know? And I was like, if I had her body, you know, if I had thicker legs, if I always was like that, you know, which is a normal thing. So we're not going to make people feel bad because they wish. right? And yes, it is superficial, but that is what goes on in our mind as children, adolescents. When you're kids, the little girls, they want you to straighten their hair out, or they add some hair to it because they go into school with other young kids, maybe a diverse school, and they just flipping their hair back. They got long blonde hair or whatever the case may be, or black hair, or brunette hair. And your little girl is like, my hair don't swing like that because it's not that long. So guess what? She gonna ask you to straighten it, even as young as kindergarten, or put some braids in it and add some beads so I can swing my hair like the rest of them. So it starts very, very young. And y'all know with our culture, with our people, we were taught to hate our hair. So to say it's superficial and to say it is superficial, but to say it doesn't matter, it does matter. And I wanted to talk about this because it's like that video I did a few months back where I said how we are beautiful people and we don't realize it till it's like too late. Like when you're 20s, you're never satisfied. In your 30s, you're never satisfied. You think you look better when you was in your 20. Once you get to your 30, then when you get to your 30, you feel like you're fat. And you get to your 40, so that's how women are. That's how we are. A lot of women are. Then you have those that are not like that. They can care less about their looks. They take care of themselves, but they're not leading with that. But I'm talking to the ones that do lead with that, or the ones that wish. One of the things that I have noticed being in a salon for over 25 years, right, and working with clients, even the ones that still come to me to this day, I used to call them the isms, where it's like, oh, no, don't put hair in my face and make me look like a man, my face too long. Oh, no, don't take the hair away from my face because I don't want people to see my mole, or those are isms. I'm like, what? Oh, no, I got a big forehead. Please don't show they don't have no forehead. But they have put in their minds, whether they were kids and maybe a relative, the big brother, be like, with your ugly self, with your big forehead, you probably don't even have that issue. But because he said it and there's somebody that you cared about from a kid, guess what? It affects you right now today. All right? So even with a simple hairstyle, because you're like, don't do that. Those what I called are isms. A lot of you, I'm going to say this, 99% of you that look at someone else and say, I wish that I could look like that, like me saying my lips. Somebody around the world is saying, dang, Lee got some nice lips. What? Now, I wish mine were full, and thank God they're not. Like my mom, when she smiled, both of them go in. At least I got a little bit more bottom lip, right? But don't take it for granted, because you may be looking at someone else and saying how beautiful they are, but somebody is looking at you and saying, that's a gorgeous girl. That's a gorgeous woman. That you see how she carry herself, her confidence, the way she moves. That's a bad sister right there, right? But we don't see it because for whatever reason, and this is something I can say in my everyday life, I have to always bring myself back, because we'll get in our head a lot. I have to always bring myself back and remember all the things that God has done for me, right? A lot of times we go through life and we will focus on what we don't have, right? Instead of focusing on what we actually do have and being grateful and loving it. Because, God say, love your temple, like take care of your temple and everything, right? So that is part of showing yourself self-love and nourishing it. And instead of saying, like me, I wish my lips were more fuller. Well, what about, God forbid, I was in an accident and the car caught on flame and my face was burned? Would it really matter if my lips was full or anything like that? No. I would just be grateful that I'd be able to open my mouth to eat or to say a word. So when you put it in that mindset, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just grateful that, you know what I mean? I can find the gratefulness in how God created me to be, right? And so I'm doing this quick video because for you ladies that come in the salon and you say, okay, I want my hair done like this. Don't ever want to try to look exactly like somebody. Honor who you are as a woman. That's part of self-love, saying, now I like that dude. Now I like this dude. I want it much longer because I like when I see Rihanna, they show the old things and she has the hair shaved and this. So I want that. I like that. But I like it because I think it'll bring out the things that I have about myself it'll bring it out more. I don't want to look like Rihanna, neither can I look like her. But I like that style because I think that style complements me. So this is a quick video, but I wanted to say a lot of you want to look like somebody else, but you are absolutely beautiful. You were beautiful back then, and you're even more beautiful today. So whatever it is that you wish you had, maybe you wish you had a big backside. I did. I used to think that. Sometimes I be like, Lord, I wish, Lord, if you could have just gave me it. But he didn't. But I'm okay with the body I have. I look for the clothing that complements my body type, right? I'm a petite girl. I look for clothing that complements me as a person, that accentuates the certain parts of me that I do love. There's certain parts of my body that I love, right? And so I say to you ladies who are, maybe you're younger, or maybe you're that woman that's in your 50s and 60s and still trying to reach that pivot point of beauty. You are already beautiful. You were beautiful long time ago. But it has to come to a place where you accept all of you, even the flaws that you think you may have, that you accept all of you and you love and honor all of you. Because when you do that, there is a certain glow that happens to you, and people will start seeing it, and you'll start being magnetic to people. They're like, what is it about that girl? And you may not be that type of girl to many, but you will attract who you are. Right? You will attract it. So if you loving yourself and you taking care of yourself and everything else like that, guess what? Others will notice it. And they're going to be like, that sister right there, she love herself. And they're going to be attracted to that, and they're going to want to mimic that. But what you're doing is teaching them how to love themselves. And even though you wish you had the thick thighs and the backs, the big butt and all those different things, honey, I'm so grateful I got legs to walk, that my body is proportioned. Or maybe my body isn't proportioned. I'm just grateful it's healthy. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. The little things, be grateful for. And be paying attention to the little things that God has blessed you with, you'll start appreciating yourself more. And in appreciating yourself more and loving yourself more, guess what happens? Others start appreciating you, and you're teaching them how to love you. So when you're looking at another sister, whether that's somebody on the job, at your school, on TV, baby, you better take a look in the mirror and say, God, you did something with me. You better toot your own horn. You hear me? For those of you that are going through trials right now and tribulations in your life, and you just don't feel like keep going, you don't feel like you can keep going. You can. Honey, put your earrings on. Put some powder on your face. If you don't have the money, go to the CVS and get one of them little small kits, makeup kits or whatever. Or talk to a friend. Talk to somebody and say, hey, I need help. Even the shelters. I know because I used to go to the shelters and donate makeup and different things like that. If you're in those type of positions, right? Go there and start on the outside. And start being your own cheerleader and telling yourself who you are, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in this world, whether it's a new business, whether it's just building back up your self-esteem. You just went through a very hard situation, whether it's with your children or your husband or whatever the case may be. But I want you to learn from that and pick yourself up and know that you are gorgeous and you are beautiful. No matter who you see, and there's always going to be somebody that look better than you, but nobody can be you. Nobody can be Letha J. Hill. Only Lee can be me, right? And I love that I got my own DNA and I got my own beauty. And some will love it and some won't, and that's okay. Just as long as the person that's living in this body every day and God gives her the spirit every morning to wake up, that she loves herself, that's all that matters, all right? I pray this video helps you. This is for the women that are comparing themselves and looking at other people saying, I wish I was gorgeous like that. Darling, you are gorgeous. I pray this uplifts and encourages you. Continue to like and share this video. Comment if you got a story about what I just talked about. Guys, I love you. I will see you next video. Bye.